Monster presents Heard on Thursdays, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT. Heard on Thursdays. Your host, Rhea Rams.
Season's hottest Monster RX93.1. Good afternoon and welcome to the show that made Philippine FM radio talk KBP's best podcast program, heard on Thursday right here on Season's hottest Monster RX93.1. I'm your host, Rhea Rams. Now, stories shape the way we understand the world, and sometimes they become the bridge to conversations that we have been too scared, too uncomfortable, or too unprepared to have. Now, when it comes to HIV, misinformation and stigma have long overshadowed the lives of people who deserve understanding, support, and compassion. And that is exactly why storytelling matters, because it humanizes, it educates, and it opens doors for empathy. Today, we are talking about how literature can change the narratives and challenge prejudice. And joining us is someone who has used storytelling to spark nationwide conversations on HIV awareness, especially among the youth. He is a Palanca Award-winning and best-selling author whose work has reached classrooms, communities, and even the screen, helping Filipinos better understand the realities of living with HIV. His new release, Batang Poz 2 Stigma, continues this mission by diving deeper into the experiences, fears, and humanity behind all the statistics. So heard on Thursdays, let's welcome to the show Segundo Matias Jr. or June.
Monster Radio. Thank you, Rhea.
Yes, thank you so much for
Thank
being...
you for inviting.
No, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
It is such an honor to talk to such I would say, somebody who's made such a big difference in the lives of many people. And we're so excited to really get into the conversation with you, because this is something that not a lot of people...
I'm excited too.
Yeah, not a lot of people like to talk about these types of things. You know, a lot of people get awkward, get scared, and that shouldn't be the case, right? But today, that's exactly what we're doing. But before we get into the heavier topics, let's start with something a little light first. So when did you first realize that storytelling was something that you wanted to do for the rest of your life?
Well, bata pa ako. I've been doing stories already. You can imagine me directing my playmates. I was in grade 4 or even earlier. I was making stories already.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So if there are some statues or figurines, ganyan, I try to imagine and I look for my playmates and I direct na and I write pa nga. I don't write using my pen, but I write through my imagination.
Right,
so
yes.
even then I could recall there are stories like a man falling in love with an alien.
Mm-hmm.
So medyo out of the box na rin siguro ako mag-isip at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it came from, and I think I am a risk taker. And I think I have to say that hindi ko alam kung ma-attribute ko sa diagnosis ko kailan lang that I have ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's that the the reason why I think differently from other people. So parang ganon. I write things na gusto ko iba.
Yes.
Gusto ko laging hindi ganon. Gusto ko laging not really in the mainstream.
Right.
I want to write things like Moy Moy Lulumboy. I made Moy Moy Lulumboy the batang aswang na mabait, gano'n. So ngayon HIV is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
On my part, daming nagsasabi. But more than that, it is an advocacy for me.
Yes.
So if you see the data, shall I be maging madaldal ba?
Of course.
No, kasi it is my thesis in UP when I was taking MA. So we thought of writing, or I thought of writing, and my advisor to write, that's Eugene Vasco. I have to credit him for that. To write about teenagers with HIV.
Mm-hmm.
And then it struck me. Sabi ko, how's the data? So I started making the research. When I saw the research, I won't go in the details muna, depende kung ano gusto mo malaman.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw a child, a 12 years old na merong it was really heartbreaking
Right.
na meron siyang HIV because binabayaran siya. He wanted to play games, ganyan-ganyan, and then and that's it.
Yeah,
Nagkaroon siya ng HIV.
Yeah.
That started it. Actually, when I wasn't really interested in doing it. But when I saw him and the data, and I didn't realize na ang daming young adults na merong HIV pala sa Pilipinas that we don't know.
Right.
And then the second one, when I went to DOH, there was a big room like that, and then I was looking I was talking to my resource person. Sabi ko, nasaan yung ang lakas ng boses ko. Nasa yung interviewin ko, ganyan pa ako. And then I saw them. Yung pala yung mga naka-face mask. This is pre-pandemic, ha?
Right.
And yung iba naka-jacket. And they are hiding their faces.
Because they're so embarrassed.
For testing lang. Testing lang yan.
Yeah.
And then they're getting ARV. Siguro, I don't know kung anong linyang yun. But alam ko that was testing, confirmatory, or whatever.
Right.
So, it was gradual. Hindi yung bigla-bigla gawin mo, June.
Yeah.
It was like discovering it. Para akong uhaw, alam mo yun. So, that's why I made it. I siguro kaya naging interesado ako, and I was like a vacuum at that time. I didn't know about HIV. So it is a virgin to me.
Right.
The material was virgin to me. So nung sinusulat ko siguro kaya parang kaya may mga ideas talagang pumapasok, lalo na nakausap ko yung iba na some of them they didn't want to talk to me. Yung mga ganong challenges,
Yes.
I was challenged.
Of
And
course.
then nalaman ko, of course, the data was, at that time, hindi ko alam kung malaki na. Ngayon kasi 60 plus a day ang nadadiagnose, and most of them are from ages 13, 14 to 24. So parang mga young adults na talaga. And it increased 500% from the time I did book 1.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So talagang it is something that we have to address,
Yes.
Madami, and since this is a conservative country, it's really very, very hard to talk about things. To talk about talk about protection like condom, mga
Right.
ganon. So, and other things. So parang ang hirap. You can only read it in the book. I cannot say it here, but kailangan kasing in-normalize na yung at home that we talk
Yes.
about even the terms, how to prevent it, because you're not with your children 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
And me, naranasan ko kung paano maging bata. I mean my senior years already. So parang alam ko kung anong klase akong bata at that time. I am adventurous,
Right.
etc. And young adults are like that.
Exactly.
And there are lots of crossroads. Young adults have a lot of choices. So, yun yung challenging kasi sa pagiging young adult eh. You have a lot of choices, and you encounter problems, ganyan. So, if you don't guide them, who will guide them?
Exactly. And I think this is such an important topic because, yes, over time, HIV has become a little less scary to talk about for people, but we're not there yet. Ang dami pa rin mga tao na there's still so many people who are embarrassed, who are scared to talk about it, who are, like you mentioned, who are scared to even get tested. And through storytelling, I do think that you're able to humanize it, you're able to normalize it, and to hear that your story or the inspiration for you to come up with Batang Poz and now the second book is based on your experiences with people who live this experience. I think it's really inspiring, and I'm so excited to dive deeper into that later on. But Monsters, right now you are listening to Heard on Thursdays. Today we are talking about storytelling, stigma, and the power of literature in HIV awareness with author Segundo Matias Jr. or June. We'll be back in just a little bit, only here on Season's Hottest, Monster RX93.1.
Heard on Thursdays. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT. On the Monster.
They're back and louder than ever. Four Spades. Four Spades. And their most awaited comeback, December 12 and 13. Hear their biggest hits from their latest album, Andalusia, Aura, Consensya, Na Naman, and many more. Don't miss Four Spades live at the MOA Arena. Get your tickets now at SM Tickets. A live music experience by Carpos and the season's hottest, Monster RX93.1. Hi, Yumbin. Got any ideas on how I can kick off my Christmas festivities?
크리스마스는 starts at Soler.
Hey, you're right. Besides, all I want for Christmas is at Soler. From luxurious days to grand feasts and exciting performances that ring in the new year. I can't wait.
Countdown Top 7. Countdown Top 7. An irresistible serving of today's Monster hits. Spiced up with Monster humor. I'm Hazel Hottie. Catch me Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Countdown Top 7. The top Monster hits of the week and then some. The only countdown that counts. The award-winning Monster special like no other. Only on Manila's Hottest. Monster RX93.1. The Monster presents Heard on Thursdays, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT. Heard on Thursdays. Your host, Rhea Rams.
Season's hottest, Monster RX93.1. Welcome back to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Rhea Rams, and today we are here with award-winning writer Segundo Matias Jr. or June, exploring how stories can shift the way that we understand HIV, stigma, and empathy. So let's start with the bigger picture, June. No? Why is storytelling such a powerful tool in addressing stigma, especially around topics like HIV?
Iba pa rin ng print. It has been proven. So, since the time immemorial already, we had Noli Metangere, we had El Fili, and it changed our history.
Yes.
So a lot of books would change the history, ang kasaysayan, ang lahat, ang kultura. Marami talagang iba ang libros than any other media sa tingin ko. Even in comics, na lumaki tayo sa comics, even the out of the box stories, like our own comics, yung mga narratives nanggagaling sa print. So, I don't know. I don't know, Rhea. It's, maybe because words are really powerful.
Right.
And there are no boundaries when you use words in messaging what you want to say. It is not like a television or anything that you are limited only on that box, di ba? So, you don't see what's beyond the box. When you read kasi, you tend to imagine. Hindi lang imagine, and you are the director, you are the writer, you are the actor, you interpret it.
Right.
And then, you are not given actors, you're not given a director, ikaw talagang nag-i-interpret. And when you say it's a book, you know that it's not fake news. You know that the writer researched it. You know that you know, dumaan siya sa ganun. Especially me, especially these books, marami akong pinabasang writers, marami akong pinabasang literary luminaries, and the book, and it is my thesis. So, you know, fake news, it's not fake news.
Yes. Yeah, there's really truth to it.
I had doctors to talk about what is ARV, what is PrEP, what is ganyan. And then I had Dr. Rosana Ditangco of DOH.
Wow.
I had resource persons like them, and Dan Vic of Love Yourself. Yung mga ganon.
Yeah, and I guess when it comes to storytelling, it just makes it more palatable for a regular reader. Because, for example, if you read about, let's say, HIV through reports, through
comments.
Yeah, comments. You, first of all, like you mentioned, you don't know what's true, what isn't.
Yeah.
Second, sometimes if it's a report or a medical article, it's not easy for somebody to just read. But if you read about it through storytelling, it's just a lot more powerful. It's more impactful because, like I said, it's palatable to the regular person, and it makes it, to an extent, a little bit more relatable, or at least within reach.
It resonates. Parang ganun,
Yes,
yeah.
it resonates. Now, HIV is often surrounded by silence. It's with fear, misinformation. Now, in your conversations with all your resource persons, the young people, the educators, or even parents, what are the most common misconceptions that you encounter?
They would always parang they would wanna kill themselves. Okay. Ewan ko, yun ang unang pumapasok sa isip nila is to go na lang
Yeah.
and leave everything behind. But you know what? It's not a death sentence. You will not die nang ganun-ganun lang, lalo na if you are being tested earlier. Okay. So, kaya testing is very important. Huwag mahihiya. Okay? Lalo na if you are promiscuous, you're enjoying it, you know. Huwag kang mahiyang magpa-test. Ako rin kasi nangyari yan eh. To be honest, ay nakakaya magpa-test when I go to labs. Ay, you know, kasi I am not used to it. Ngayon, sige, test. When I knew how it is, that it's not really a death sentence. It's the only stigma that kills them. So parang, ang ibig ko mong sabihin, wala, normal na. Magpa-test ka lagi, magpa-ano ka, para magkaroong ma-treat. No? And most of the people, even in the launching, I ask them, sino nakakaalam na libre ang ARV? That is the maintenance mo yun eh. If you get it eh. So walang nakakaalam. It's libre. You go to health hubs, to your LGUs, and marami. And then you can go to DOH, even the testing, etc. Love yourself. It's all there. Kaya lang, you can, the condom, of course, you can buy it in 7-Eleven pa nga eh, di ba? So, you use those accessibility, di ba? Kaya lang wala kang mabibiling ARV sa mga ordinary drugstores. That's the drugs being used for maintenance,
medication.
medication.
Okay.
It's not you cannot cure it.
Right.
It's a treatment lang.
Maintain.
Yeah. Para yung viral load mo hindi tumaas ng tumaas. In fact, if you take it regularly, marami sa kanila undetectable na yung viral load nila halos wala na.
Wow.
So, yeah. And then, sabi na, you can do it again, but it's better to have PrEP, to take PrEP. In book 2, sa Stigma, it's there. Kasi nung book 1, wala pang PrEP. At that time, pinag-uusapan pa lang. Itong book 2 na, kaya lalo ko sinulat, I wanna introduce PrEP. You can take it at hindi ka mahahawa. And taking it, and now it's improving, improving. It's evolving, nag-improve pa yung drug. Kasi dati parang you have to wait for a while to do it. Ngayon parang 24 hours lang, pwede na.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, you have to enjoy life. Diba?
Right.
so, lalo na kung may bago kang partner or may bago kang ganyan, you have to test. You have to have it yourself tested. That wag yung magagalit, but you know, kasi you have to protect your partner kung mahal mo siya.
Yes.
Kaya nga love yourself, 'di ba? Kung mahal mo siya, lalo kay bago kayo mag-partner, whether hetero or not, magpa-test muna tayo before we do it, or let's use this, no? So you have to self-care is very important.
Yes, the stigma still is very strong. That's why people don't like to get tested. But I think through, again, storytelling, through just talking about it more, it becomes something that is less stigmatized.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that people often forget is that HIV conversations are just medical, right? They're emotional and social also. So what exactly is it that makes this stigma so difficult to break, especially here in the Philippines?
Conservative. We are a conservative nation.
Yes.
Even divorce, we
Right.
don't have it yet. I hope. Karon. We are the
Ay.
only country yata in Vatican na walang divorce. And tapos ito pa. So, I think yun eh. We have to talk it while we're eating, dinner, lunch. Parang casual na lang. Kasi in fact, I have a friend, no, this from the US, sinabihan siya na use this. 12 years old pa lang siya, sinabihan siya on how to protect it. You know what? Nagulat na lang siya. June, sabi niya, nagulat na lang siya. Alam mo, yung anak ko, when he was 16, 17, ang dami na niya nakikitang condom sa kwarto niya. So, ibig sabihin, those age, yung mga ganong age talaga, they are adventurous eh.
Yes.
Hindi natin maiiwasan eh. So, we don't have a choice. Alam naman di natin pag-usapan. Nandito na to. And we have to spread the news already.
Right.
That how to protect it. Especially the parents. It starts in our own homes. It should start in our own homes. Hindi yan nag-uumpisa sa mga DOH, sa Love Yourself lamang, sa lahat ng support groups. Parents. Yun, kailangan malaman ng mga kabataan, bata pa lang, kailangan nilang malaman what
Normalize
is
it
Normalize
already.
it. Normalize the conversation about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ganun.
And now,
Magkakasakit ka.
Yeah.
Parang ganun.
so when you're crafting narratives about real struggles like living with HIV, for example, how do you balance being truthful and being educational without being overwhelming or triggering for young readers?
It's very hard. I have to be truthful on the part of the technical aspect or medical aspect. But then again, you have to entertain the reader also. Diba?
Yes.
Hindi pwede yung sasabihin ko yung data ng lahat dito and then it's going to be boring. Baka hindi niya titingnan. So, I have to balance the narrative in such a way na entertaining and the characters are very interesting to read. So much so hindi nila bibitawan yung book para mabasa nila ng lahat because while reading it they will see the technical aspect or the medical aspects on how to protect it. So yun ang mahirap. That's a challenge. The thread on how to incorporate the medical aspects on how to protect it, prep, etc., and the characters, di ba?
Right.
So,
And also still remaining truthful to the medical aspect
yes,
of it.
yun yung mahirap minsan. So minsan I call the doctor, minsan minsan mapapahinto ako. Kailan ba kita pwedeng kausapin sa coffee shop? Yung mga resource persons ko. Tapos minsan hihintayin ko pa. So
Yeah.
minsan sa phone, minsan sa ganyan. Anong tawag dito? Ano mga, yun.
So just, syempre, you want to be medically
Kaya
accurate
medyo tumagal.
also. Yeah.
Medyo tumagal.
Yeah, it's a long process, but that's how you know that, because obviously you don't want to be giving out information also that's inaccurate.
Like, for
just
example, prep.
just to tell a story.
I
Yeah.
don't know about prep. What's that?
But now you're able to educate your readers through something again that's a little bit easier to take in, because it's not a medical article, it's not full of science terms or anything like that. It's something, it's like,
It's a novel.
yeah, it's a novel. It's storytelling, which again I think is just like such an important part of people's lives, especially when you're understanding heavier topics. Now, of course, HIV awareness today includes social media, digital movements, and online communities. In your experience, how has the internet helped or complicated the way that we talk about HIV?
There are lots of things in the internet. So,
Yes.
I think we have to, ano sabihin, fake news is everywhere. Kailangan siguro tingnan natin who wrote it, where did it come from, before we believe in things like those. Like, meron ako nakita na there will be a vaccine already, so we don't know how true it is, diba? Though it's not impossible,
Right.
diba? So, yeah, I don't know. So, kailangan talaga, pag nababasa ka na, and don't, yung mga kabataan lalo, huwag kayong tumingin lang sa mga likes, sa mga ganito, it makes you a lesser person. So, parang, minsan huwag kayong tumingin lang sa mga comments, pag nababash ka, nagaganon ka, diba? So, dahan-dahan lang sa social media.
Yes.
If you are thinking about testing talaga, go to Love Yourself, DOH, go to the nearby hubs. Ganun na, diretso
Right.
na.
Yes.
Oo.
I mean, I think social media is really a double-edged sword. In one regard, you know, a lot of people talk about it more openly on social media. Dun mo siya makikita, like dun siya nakikita ng mga kabataan ngayon, and there are people who speak up about it on social media. But just like you said, there are comments, there are very discouraging people online, and then there's judgment, there's fake news. So it is a double-edged sword, and you just have to, like you said, take it in with caution.
And you know what? With social media, lumitang mundo eh.
Yes.
In fact, you can have dates in, can I say the brand of that? No. You can have dates with some of the apps. Diba? You can see porn pa nga minsan. You can have your own identity. It's here in the book. You can have your identity erased and assume another identity, and you show things
right.
na, yung so may mga dating apps, may mga ganyan. So be careful about those.
Yes.
Kasi ang nasa sa book 1 pa lang makikita na through the dating apps, doon niya nakukuha yung HIV.
Yes, especially if you're not careful.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
we are going to talk a little bit more about this in a bit. But Monsters, currently you are listening to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Rhea Rams, and today we are unpacking stigma, stories, and the realities of HIV awareness with Segundo Matias Jr. or June. And we are going to be right back right here on Season's Hottest Monster, RX93.1.
Heard on Thursdays, winner of KBP Golden Dove Award for Best Magazine Program, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. HOT on the Monster.
Oh, I'm gonna save you. Check it. Save this one. 63961 1367931. What's that? Save that number on your phone. Text line, Viber us, Telegram, what it is, line. Save this one. Okay, 63961 1367931. Save this one. Okay, 63961 1367931.
The Monster is on Viber and Telegram. 0961 1367 931. The Monster text line.
The Monster presents Heard on Thursdays, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT. Heard on Thursdays. Your host, Rhea Rams.
Season's Hottest Monster, RX93.1. Welcome back to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Rhea Rams, and we are in conversation with the author behind Batang Poz and its newly released sequel, Batang Poz 2 Stigma. June. When Batang Poz came out in 2018, the first one, it was groundbreaking. The first young adult novel about HIV/AIDS here in the Philippines. Did you expect it to have that kind of impact?
not really. Hindi not as much as I experienced it. In fact, during that time, I have qualms kung ipipelikula siya o hindi, because it only came out barely 6 months, and then I wanted to translate it into a series. So kasi ideally gusto ko sana makita ko muna yung readers on how they would react. Ma-disseminate muna sa buong Pilipinas or sa ibang mundo, matatranslate sa English, etc., etc. But then again, I thought when I was being offered to do it, naisip ko yung it is an advocacy.
Right.
It has to be disseminated in different platforms. That is my objective naman as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya pumayag na ako.
Okay.
So, ganon.
Yeah. Now, can you tell us a little bit, for those who have not been able to read the first book, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly Batang Poz is about and what this new sequel is about as well?
Well, yung mga batang Poz 1, if you read Batang Poz 1, it's all fears. The fear of having the virus, there is one character pa nga na nagpakamatay, but of course hindi siya namatay. And there no spoiler.
May spoiler naman.
And then there are 4 characters kasi in book 1.
Yeah.
That's Luis, Enzo, and Chuchay, and I forget that. Chuchay, Enzo, Luis, yeah. So different characters. Luis, one comes from well-to-do family. She is Chinese. So you know how Chinese naman, they're conservative.
Right.
They have the business. Then nalaman nila na yung anak nila, ganon. And then there's one who comes from middle class. Then there's someone naman na galing sa isang town na who's being engaged by a girl talaga na, you know, the town loves them. The town people love them. At sabi nila gusto namin kayo ang ipakasal. And then I have Chuchay who comes from a very poor family na nakatira sa sementeryo. So iba-iba silang backgrounds of characters.
Right.
In book, so makikita mo how they react. Nung magkita sila, they iba-iba silang pinanggalingan.
Right.
They only have one in common, and that's HIV.
Right.
So, pag binasa mo, paano mag-react ang mayaman, paano mag-middle class, paano sila, pantay-pantay na sila with HIV eh.
Yeah.
And now, they had a road trip.
Okay.
And looking for a friend na pinipigilan na ipagkalat yung HIV niya. So, they were worried about that. So, anyway. And then, here comes book 3. In book 1, I have a character na babae. But when we discuss it in UP, one told me na bakit may babae pa? Most of the infected ones in the Philippines are males.
Okay.
94% nun to be exact when I was doing the book 1. We are misleading the reader. Curve out the female and then puro babae na lang, puro lalaki na lang. So tinanggal ko.
Okay.
But that character remained in my heart, in my mind, din ganyan.
Yes.
So because she is 15 years old, meron siyang anak na iniluwan niya, but hindi niya alam if she is positive. If he is positive, the yung sanggol. And he was waiting she was waiting in a drugstore, ganyan. And then in book 2, ibinalik ko siya.
Oh.
Ibinalik ko yung kasi I wanted to tell the narrative of a teenage girl also.
Right.
Because teenage pregnancy. Kasi malaki rin ang teenage pregnancy sa Pilipinas. And may HIV pa siya.
Right.
So, in book 2, ginawa ko siyang storyteller ng 4 characters.
Okay.
And it is the stigma that they will be dealing na. In book 1 is the fears, takot. Mamatay na siya, maganyan. In stigma, nalalaman na nila yung, no, it's not a death sentence. No, it's not ganito. And then they had the road trip also.
Right.
With the girl na hindi nila alam sa chat group nila, sa support group nila. The girl have been following them sa book 2 pa lang, sa book 1 pa lang. So ngayon siya nagpakita na tulungan niyo ako. Humihingi siya ng tulong sa 4. I'm looking for the father of my child na buntis. And then habang kinukwento niya yung nakukwento yung 4, kinukwento rin niya yung sarili niya from nung bata siya, nagkakaroon siya ng self-infliction. She was being abandoned, and i-spoil ko ba? And then she
No spoilers.
Of course, she fell in love. Kaya
Okay.
siya nabuntis, di ba?
Okay.
And then, may drug issue dito.
Okay.
So, drug. So, you can also get kasi HIV with drug.
Yes.
Kasi.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. I can. Yes.
So she was confused. Saan ko ba nakuha to? Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So,
So
now she has the child. Positive ba siya o what? So yun na yun. And a 15-year-old child, she's a child. How
Yes.
can you handle that?
Exactly.
So,
That sounds like such an intense
and she's Melody.
book.
That's the name.
There
her
we
name is
go.
Melody.
So, Monsters, if you guys want to get to know Melody and her story, Stigma, Batang Poz 2 is the book, but there's also Batang Poz, the first book, right? And this book didn't just spark conversation, it also was adapted into a mini-series. Congratulations on that, by the way. What was it like to see your story transformed into a series, a visual medium? Did anything surprise you?
Yeah, it was well done. It was well made by two of my favorites, like si Chris Martinez, you know Chris
Wow.
Martinez, and then Jerry Gracio, the writer. At that time, sa writer, I was given the chance to handpick sino gusto mong sulat. Ganon.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
For the movie.
yes, that's awesome, and I'm sure it was just so amazing to see that story come to life and reach an even wider audience for those who don't get to read books as much. Now, we have Batang Poz 2, Stigma. What made you decide that now was the right time to continue the story?
Well, because of the data pa rin. Ganun pa rin. Actually, nun ko pa sinusulat to. Pero, urong-sulong ako. There was COVID. I was busy for a while sa work. But, alam ko, kailangan siya lumabas. Because, alam ko napabayaan ng HIV because of COVID.
Right.
And the pandemic. So, ayun, kailangan may bagong libro, lalo na 500% na naman. Although, during that time, pre-pandemic times, nung nilabas yung book 1, marami nagpapatest. Tinawagan ako, thank you for your book. Marami why? Kasi yung ibang nagpapatest dito, sinabi nabasa yung book.
Oh, wow.
Sabi ko, ano na yan?
Wow.
Sobrang ang saya-saya ako nakako. Parang nabigyan na rin ako ng award. Though, di ba? Parang, talaga, sabi ko, nadagdagan ng 70% nagpapatest sa inyo.
Wow.
Yes. Tinatanong, why? Binasa yung book mo.
That is so fulfilling.
I made it sure, book 1, pag ginawa ko yung book 1, sasabihin ko talaga, not directly, hindi nakakatakot magpa-test.
Yeah.
Hindi ka mamamatay.
Parang yun yung CTA, call to action.
Yun yung book 1.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing. Now, for someone listening right now who has never opened a book about HIV before, why should they start with Batang Poz? And what do you hope that they feel or learn from your book?
Yun nga, they have to be open. Lalo na yung walang alam. Kagaya ko. When I was reading it, anong alalaman ko? I know HIV is ganito. I knew that pakukuha mo siya sa ganito. No. Mali. Pwede mong halikan, pwede mong yakapin, pwede mong makatabi, pwede mong makasama kumain ng may HIV. Nothing should change.
Right.
Okay? You can only get it through, it's a blood disease. You can only get it when you do it with him or her, and syringe, exchange of body fluids, etc., etc. Yun. But pwede mong kiss, pwede mong yakapin, pwede mong is a normal human being, or he or she is normal. Hindi siya dapat ma-discriminate, hindi siya dapat ma-marginalize.
Yes. I love that. That is the message that I feel, I mean, we're getting there, but we're not there yet.
Wala, hindi
Yeah,
eh.
we're not there yet.
Nadagdagan niya na
steps.
500%.
Yeah. So, Monsters, we are going to talk a little bit more about this, but right now you are listening to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Rhea Rams, and today we are talking about impact, representation, and the evolution of Batang Poz with its author, Segundo Matias Jr. or June. We'll be back in just a little bit, only here on Season's Hottest, Monster RX93.1.
HOT, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Heard on Thursdays on the Monster. like, share, and follow the TMR Facebook page at TMR on RX931. That's Facebook.com/TMR on RX931. Get access to exclusives, promos, giveaways, and other cool, witty, funny content. Interact with the Morning Rush Gang, Chico, Hazel, and Marky. Like, share, and follow at TMR on RX931. That's Facebook.com/TMR on RX931. The Monster presents Heard on Thursdays, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT. Heard on Thursdays. Your host, Rhea Rams.
Season's hottest Monster RX93.1. Welcome back to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Rhea Rams, and we are wrapping up an insightful conversation with Palanca Award-winning author Segundo Matias Jr. or June. So, June, what do you hope that Filipino readers, especially young readers, understand about HIV after reading your books?
You know what? Young adults, the young ones, okay? It's interesting to write about them. There are lots of crossroads. Dumaan tayo sa lahat dyan eh. There are lots of choices when you are young. So, kaya madrama ang YA eh. Kasi they're starting to choose what direction they would go to. Hindi gaya ng adult. Pag adult ka na, you know what you wanna do. So, kailangan talagang may guide. And reading is very important. And it has been proven that when you read, it's easier to solve problems,
right?
Diba? So parang hindi ka ma-depress, malayo ka sa depression. If you have lots of things in your head through books, when you absorb it, finding says mas madali mong ma-solve ang problema mo. And can I say about the book 2 about the women?
Go ahead.
Yeah. In book 1 kasi walang babae. I was being questioned by some, especially the LGBTQ. Why puro lalaki? Why gay? Ganon. Hindi po. May babae talaga sa book 1. Ibinalik ko na nga siya sa book 2. And it doesn't mean na ang babae hindi mahahawa.
Right.
Because one thing pa is a guy can do it with a guy and that guy can do it with a girl and vice versa. Ganon. Alam mo naman, di ba? Alam na natin ang panahon ngayon.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean na kapag babae ka, you are safe. You are not.
Right.
So, if you're YA, young adult, if you're a teenager, kahit hindi pa, hindi ka pa rin ligtas if you are not aware of what about HIV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It always starts with awareness. Now, if you could correct one misconception about HIV right now, what would it be?
It's not a death sentence.
There you go.
And forget about the stigma. Pwede ba i-erase na yan?
I know, right?
Kasi lahat naman tayo dumadaan sa... Me, for example, dumaan ako sa pagiging teenager. Ang dami ko pinagagawa sa buhay na if I will say it now, it's unimaginable na parang pinagagawa mo. Why? Pag looking back, sabi ko, ba't ko ba ginawa yung mga ganun?
Right.
I had this, ganyan ako, ilang relationships, tapos para akong, half on and half off, whatever. So, I was enjoying my life. I was adventurous. So, have yourself tested, enjoy life, have a life.
Yes.
Nakunod, if you, for example, minalas because hindi ka siguro nag-protect, go to DOH, go to health hubs, go to anywhere else. But I wanna tell you this, that there are lots of protection now, like PrEP, yung sinabi ko kanina, condoms, nandyan na. So, why would you risk it?
Right.
Diba?
Exactly.
So, and then yung mayroon naman, wag natin silang pandirihan. It's
yes.
Para yung stigma mawala na.
Yes.
Let's include them in the mainstream, kumbaga.
Yes. Now, June, storytelling will always evolve. Do you think that we're getting closer to a Philippines where HIV conversations are normal, compassionate, and stigma-free?
you said the storytelling. We know about a lot of platforms na e-book. Nababasa mo na sa cellphone mo. Lahat. A lot of narratives that ang dami natin. Even a simple post, 'di ba?
Yes.
Yung caption. Ang dami na natin pwedeng i-message. Ang dami na nating messaging. The world has become smaller and smaller already. So, use it wisely. You use it in disseminating what you know about HIV for friends, for everything. Yun lang. Even writers, even other writers, hindi lamang ako.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Let's write more about HIV kasi 500% is a joke increase, di ba?
Yeah.
And 60 something a day na most of them are young adults, young at yun yung recorded. Paano yung unrecorded? Paano yung mga nasa ibang lugar, no? In book 3 merong nagkaroon ng HIV na nasa probinsya. So parang ganoon, binalot nila sa insulation, sa yung ginagamit na insulation. Talagang kulang talaga sa kaalaman. Akala nila talagang bangkay na, binalot pa.
Yeah.
So parang akala nila mahawa sila. So they have to learn. They have to be aware. No, yung ganoon, parang takot na takot or ano.
So we're not there yet. We're definitely not there yet. There's still a long way to go.
I'm encouraging other storytellers, even the vloggers, everyone else who have their content, who are popular, making content, include HIV.
Yes.
As an advocacy.
Exactly. We still have a long way to go, especially in a very conservative country like the Philippines. And of course, if our listeners want to get a copy of Batang Poz 2 Stigma, and follow your future projects, where can they get this copy? Where can they follow you?
It's online now. It's online right now. So, alam mo naman, retailers would order muna, and then ganyan, it takes time before the delivery. But right now, I think it's online. That's other Precious Pages bookstore. Oh, yeah. So, and they can call our office if they want a copy.
Okay, and how can they call your office?
Ano yan? As Precious Pages, no? Precious Pages bookstore. Makikita nila sa
This is
sa
on
Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook.
okay, there we go. Facebook, Precious...
Lampara Books din.
Sorry?
Lampara Books.
Lampara Books on
because
Facebook.
It's under Lampara, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Lampara Books on Facebook and Precious Pages Bookstore on Facebook. And if they want to follow you for any updates on your upcoming projects, where can they find you online?
Segundo Matias Jr. Kuya Jun, that's my fan page.
Okay.
And then I have my own account, Segundo Matias.
There we go. Thank you so much, June, for being here and for telling us all about storytelling and spreading awareness about HIV through your books. It is so exciting. We are so excited. The listeners are so excited to be able to grab a copy and read your books. But, your work continues to spark conversations that we need. Like we said earlier, the Philippines, a very conservative country, does have a very long way to go. So, this book is a start. Now, we actually have a listener, Kervin, who is asking, before you go, what is your age recommendation for your books?
Oh God. Kung kaya, if they can guide a 12-year-old kid or even kasi there's such a thing as we cannot 24 hours a day with our children, we cannot do that most of the time. Nakasakasama natin. So, kung kaya as earlier, kung kaya mo as naikwento ito, nasa iyo na, the better. But I told you the youngest that I saw was 12 years old, yung nakausap ko. So, kailangan malaman niya before 12, 'di ba? Kaysa ma-late na.
Yes.
So, actually we're trying to make a book, a picture book as early as that.
Oh, wow.
Na sana malaman na niya kung what is HIV.
Oh, that would be awesome, yeah.
It's up to the parents talaga eh.
I
Diba
see.
yung how you, this is ganito, kung paano mo ikukwento. Kaya nga, book is still a technology eh. It is a technology na parang kung merong pictures doon, papakita mo in a way na hindi yung sensibility niya bata pa rin. Hanggang sa paglaki niya, malalaman niya what is HIV.
Right.
So parang sana as early as dapat maaga. Kasi naman change evolve. So talagang kailangan niya malaman maaga.
Yes.
If you ask me, maaga.
Okay.
Or otherwise, bantayin mo lagi ang anak mo.
Right.
Tama ba?
Yeah. There you go. Now, this has been Heard on Thursdays with me, Ria Rams. Today, Monsters, we talked about HIV awareness, the power of storytelling, and of course, the journey of Batang Poz from page to screen and back again to a second book. Now, before we let you go, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, to all the mga Batang Poz na na-interview ko, maraming salamat, no? And yung mga pumunta sa bahay last time, maraming salamat. I'm here, I'm still here. Meron pang nag-Facebook sa akin. I'm happy ako sa inyo. Nakikita ko, they're going to the gym, may mga negosyo, may mga ganyan. So, kaya sabi ko, you inspired me actually to write it. And happy ako kung saan man kayo ngayon. Because they're doing well. Some go to gym, lumaki katawan.
Yeah.
Totoo nga sa kanila.
Yeah.
So it's not a death sentence. It's the stigma that kills those who who doesn't know what they say.
There you go, Monsters. Again, it's not a death sentence. It's the stigma that kills.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, June, thank you so much again for sharing your story with us, and thank you for sharing the story ng mga Batang Poz. We are super excited to have a sequel for the first book. And again, Monsters, if you want a chance to grab a copy of this, you can find it on Precious Pages Bookstore and Lampara Books on Facebook. June, thank you so much again for being here. Thank you
for this.
Now, Monsters, this has been Heard on Thursdays. Again, I'm your host, Ria Rams, and today we have been with Segundo Matias Jr., the author, Palanca Award-winning author of Batang Poz, and now Batang Poz 2, Stigma. Catch us again next week, same time, same place, right here on Season's Hottest Monster, RX93.1.
The views expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of the station or its management. Heard on Thursdays, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk, winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT.
On air 2 to 3 p.m.
And streams on the Monster Facebook page and YouTube channel at RX931 and on twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Heard on Thursdays, only from Manila's hottest, Monster RX93.1.